This is a mobile telephone, or just a phone, as we call them. And they've looked like this for many, many years now. And that's kind of how we've always thought of them, or at least how I've thought of them for a long time. But the I saw an advert the other day, and the new phones that are coming out now are... Well, it seems that phones have become interesting again, because, I mean, the phone is essentially the same, except now you can flip them over. And I find this fascinating. I liked it when phones were a bit different, and when you had the odd phone that was not just a slab. I always really wanted a phone that had a physical keyboard. You can't get them anymore, not like actually up-to-date ones. You can if you want an old phone, but that's not really a wise move. Particularly liked the look of the HTC Desire Z that had the fold-out one that came out in landscape. That looked really cool. But that's not a thing anymore. Also liked the look of the Motorola Flip-Out. I probably wouldn't have had one, but it was a square phone, and again, you flipped it over and it had a little keypad, and otherwise it was just this square little phone, and it was really cute. And phones have been extremely boring for the past few years, but now it seems they're getting exciting again. So the one that I saw was a Samsung Galaxy Flip something or other. Not a big fan of Samsung phones, so I probably wouldn't get that one. In fact, I definitely wouldn't get that one, just because I really dislike the user interface. All the weird changes they make to Android, they just don't do it for me, and it always looks really ugly as well. But Motorola have got one as well, and it's very, very tempting. You see, I'm a bit on the fence about this, because on the one hand, I really like the concept. I'll be very happy with a flip phone, partly because these are just so darn big, and I don't mind a bit of, a bit of depth to the phone. So many phones are on this weird quest to be as thin as possible, and that's just not sustainable. You'll notice I have a case on my phone, because it's too darn thin otherwise. So a flip phone ostensibly has to be a bit thicker, and I don't mind that, and it's also a bit smaller in the pocket, so it's this more compact unit. I do like a compact item, and I think even it's got a screen on the front, so you flip it closed and then it's got a little screen there. I actually had, when flip phones were still a going concern, the original type, I had a Samsung little flip phone. It had this crappy little antenna sticking out, if I recall, as well, and that had a little screen on the front, but it was one bit, and it was maybe the size of my thumbnail. Yeah, it was not good news, but it'd be like a modern version of that, and I liked that. Even if the screen was useless, I still kind of liked the idea. So when I'm in the market for a new phone, I may get one. But there's also ones that flip out this way, and I'm not so keen on those. They don't seem very good. Just because I don't want to use a phone like a book. There's phone cases you can get where it does open out like that, and I've never been a fan of those. It's just like an extra step. So yeah, I don't think I'd go for one of them. But the flip phone, well, all I can say is I hope it brings more innovations to smartphones. I hope this is the start of something interesting, and I hope smartphones become fun again. But anyway, that's my thoughts on flip phones. Oh yes, I was going to say, perhaps it might be best to wait for their technology to mature a bit first. I know that folding phones have been, they've been around for a couple of years now, but I still feel like there's always a risk they're just going to snap in half, and maybe that's unfounded, but I am a patient person, and I tend to adopt a wait and see when it comes to these things. Yeah. But yes, that's my thoughts on flip phones. Don't really have any more to say, so I shall leave it there. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow.